Hello everyone, this is Mr. Fung with our first bass summer video. This is a little bit weird. I've got this like glow behind me because the sun is really coming into this room, and it'll be fine, it'll look awesome. It might look like I'm also staring at the camera and talking or looking at the computer, but that's because that's where I have all of my notes. Because I have a list of things I want to tell you, and I'm going to try to put out one of these videos once every 2 weeks so that we can keep ourselves in playing condition. So tuning. If you think your instrument needs to get tuned, email me and we'll set up a time to meet. It'll only take about a couple minutes to tune your bass. Okay, practice for 15 minutes a day. Get yourself into a routine. My summer routine is that I practice my scales in very short pieces for about 20 minutes at around 7:30 in the morning. I would come to Highview or do all of my errands by 5 p.m. I'll go home, have dinner, practice for another 30 minutes to an hour before the evening's done. All right, so get yourself into a routine. Practice in the morning because that's the best time to do anything. You have the rest of the day to enjoy once you get your 15 minutes done. Or if you want to stretch it and go 30 minutes, you'll sound great by September. So let's talk about this posture. In our last lesson, I saw that some people had their waist on the side, on the flat side of the bass, but we don't want to lean it like this because if I'm trying to play the E string, eventually my bow will run into my thigh. We want to stay on the corner here. Plus it'll give us some flexibility. Yes, it's going to feel like the bass is about to fall over, and we kind of want that. We want the bass to be flexible, and we need to be flexible to maneuver around it too. If we're doing a lot of E string notes, we have the freedom to sort of turn the bass out a little bit, and then when I bow all the way to the tip, I'm not running the bow into my thigh. And we can also still reach for the G string. Okay, it's a little bit about posture. Now about your left hand thumb. In this exercise, well, in today's video, we're going to have a lot of shifting to do. At first, when you're in this first position, double check yourself here. If you're playing open strings, make sure you're hovering your fingers and they're stretching far enough so that your first finger can touch the top tape or dot, and your fourth finger can touch the second dot or the tape. Alright, in this video we're going to do the G scale and the A scale. Now the G scale is super new. I have to show it to you here on the video. And then the A scale is similar to the D. The A scale is what we last left off with, shifting up on the D string. Alright, so let's do some pepperoni pizzas on the A scale. One pepperoni pizza per note. It'll sound something like this. Very short pepperoni pizza bows. And if you say pepperoni pizza while you bow this, you're going to help yourself stay in time. Okay, so here's the A scale pepperoni pizza, and I'll show you the G scale very soon. I'll count you off. Pepperoni, ready, go. And that is the A scale pepperoni pizza. Now the G scale, we're not going to do the pepperoni pizza for this right now because we're going to be in the learning phases of this scale. We played a little bit with our second finger here on the B tape, but we're not going to shift up here to the B tape. We're going to stay in first position and we're going to use the second finger here in first position. So usually our first finger is hitting the top dot, our fourth finger is hitting the second dot. The second finger is going to be right in between this, right in the middle, and that's all it is. You're just going to put your second finger down, keep your first finger on that first dot, and we should get this sound, G. This is the low G. You can sort of hear that this is G if it sounds similar to the open G. And the finger combination, I say, is 2, open 1, 2, open 1, 4 on the D string, and then open G will be your last note. We're going to do 4 bows per note in this video. So first start off second finger on the E string, the super low string down here, and we'll draw 4 bows per note. And while we go through this, I will make announcements as well. So here it is. Set your second finger on the E string, the lowest string. 1, 2, ready, go. G. Roll to the A string. First finger on the A gives us B. Second finger is going to give us C. Open D string. First finger on the D for E. Fourth finger for F on the D string. Now we're going to move over to the G. Open G, and that's the top note. We're going to go backwards now. D. Now get ready for second finger on the A string. Go. C. First finger B. No fingers A. And your last note, second finger on the E string for low G. If that was a bit confusing while you're trying to play and watch at the same time, just pause the video, go back, backtrack about a minute, I think that's where it was, and listen to the fingerings and the scale again, and listen to me guide you through it before you start playing it. The beauty about this video is that you get to watch me as many times as you want, and I'm not looking for a million hits, but at least 3. Okay. That was both the G and the A scale. You can try pepperoni pizza on the G scale when you get comfortable with it. Now, on the email that had this video link, I included a scanned copy of the music. This is where we last left off, with 114 and 115 London Bridge. If you lost your music, well, you can print out another copy from this email so that you have the music to work with. And we're going to play through 114 and 115 in this video. At home, it's best that you sing through it, be able to identify the notes, left hand through the shifts, maneuver around it, and then join me again on this video. You can always jump to 8 minutes to play along with me over and over again, 114 or London Bridge. Okay, so let's get started. If you don't know the notes yet, pause the video, review it a few times on your own, maybe play it once or twice before you play it with me. So here's 114. There's some shifting. Second finger is going to go straight to the B. Fourth finger, we just land the fourth finger, we get ourselves a C. I'll count you off. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a repeat sign in this exercise. Go back and play it a few times. Get very good at it. And then, number 115, London Bridge. I'll count you off here. 1, 2, ready, go. Now at first you might say, oh, this does not sound like London Bridge, I can't play it like London Bridge. Well, we are still in our first couple weeks of practicing and learning London Bridge. Yes, eventually it should go quicker, but as you do this more, you're going to recognize the notes more, be able to read it through quickly, and the more you recognize it, the quicker you can play because you have it partially memorized. Yes, eventually we would want this. for now, it's okay if you can't go that fast because we're still in the learning phases. So take the next 2 weeks to practice this very, very well. Practice intelligently, practice slowly, and happy practicing.